Welcome back, seekers of history's darkest secrets. Tonight, we journey to the heart of the Habsburg Empire, Vienna, where power, beauty, and betrayal intertwined to create a scandal so shocking that it still haunts royal history. This is not a fairy tale of crowns and palaces. This is a tale of forbidden love, where a princess's heart belonged not to her husband, but to her husband's own brother. A secret passion that led to tragedy, exile, and death. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and ring the bell, because tonight, we reveal a hidden chapter of royal history, a story of love that became a curse. The Habsburg Empire, a world of power and shadows. It is the 19th century. Vienna, capital of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, is the jewel of Europe. Grand palaces rise above cobblestone streets. The music of Strauss fills the air. But behind the gilded walls of Hofburg Palace, darkness brews. The Habsburg dynasty has ruled for centuries, its power stretching across Central Europe. Yet within its own family, secrets fester. Arranged marriages, political unions, and strict Catholic values suffocate love and freedom. It is within this suffocating world that one of the most tragic love stories in royal history unfolds. The princess and her prince archduchess, let us call her Maria. Elizabeth, a composite of real Habsburg tragedies, was married into the royal house not for love, but for duty. Her husband, a Habsburg prince, was stern, pious, and more devoted to statecraft than to his young wife. At first, she tried to fulfill her role, the dutiful consort, the beautiful ornament of the Viennese court. She attended balls, smiled at dignitaries, and stood silently beside her husband. But in the shadows of court life, her heart was restless. And soon, her eyes fell upon another man, her brother-in-law. The forbidden flame, he was everything her husband was not: charming, reckless, passionate. He rode horses fearlessly, sang songs late into the night, and whispered words that made her feel alive. The two grew close in secret, meeting in hidden corridors of the palace, exchanging letters that burned with longing. Every glance across the banquet table was a risk. Every touch could mean ruin. But the forbidden nature of their love only fueled its intensity. The princess, trapped in a loveless marriage, found in her brother-in-law the affection she had been denied. He, in turn, found in her a beauty and spirit that the rigid Habsburg court could never suppress. And so began a love affair destined for tragedy. Whispers in the court. Vienna's court was a nest of spies and rumors. Servants whispered. Chambermaids gossiped. Nobles raised their eyebrows. Soon, the whispers reached the ears of her husband. At first, he refused to believe it. A Habsburg princess, betraying not only her vows, but with his own brother. It was unthinkable. It was shameful. But evidence mounted, letters intercepted, glances witnessed, meetings reported. The truth could no longer be denied. Exile and disgrace. The scandal erupted like thunder across the empire. The emperor himself, furious, demanded justice. The brother was banished, sent to a distant post in the military, far from Vienna. The princess was confined, stripped of her honors, her life reduced to silence and shame. To the outside world, the Habsburgs maintained their image of piety and grandeur. But inside, the family was torn apart. For the princess, the punishment was worse than death. To be alive, but erased. To be a royal, but treated as a ghost. The descent into darkness. Alone and isolated, the princess's health declined. Once radiant, she became pale and frail, her beauty fading under the weight of sorrow. Her brother-in-law, the only man she had ever truly loved, was gone, perhaps still alive somewhere on the battlefields of the empire, but forever out of reach. Letters show she wept every night, whispering his name into the darkness. And then, as so often in royal history, death came swiftly. Some say illness. Others whisper poison. Still others claim suicide. Whatever the cause, her end was tragic. She died young, her heart broken, her love forbidden, her story silenced. The legacy of betrayal for the Habsburg dynasty, the scandal was buried. Official records glossed over it. Priests declared it a sin better forgotten. But the story lived on in whispers and diaries, in letters, in the haunted corridors of Hofburg. A woman who loved not her husband, but his brother. A love that defied the church, the empire, and the family. A love that ended not in triumph, but in disgrace and death. Narrator, somber, haunting. And so we ask, was she guilty of betrayal? Or was she simply a victim of a cruel system that denied her the right to love? History calls her a sinner. But perhaps she was only human. The Habsburg Empire would rise and fall, but within its golden palaces, the ghosts of forbidden love still linger. Tell us in the comments, was this a crime? Or was it love? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because history is not only about battles and empires, but about the broken hearts hidden in the shadows.